Now let's talk about the organic section, which is what happens below the map. And this is what we typically refer to as search engine optimization. And again, there's a ton of information, meta tags and metadata, and what do I need to do. And I'm just going to kind of share with you the most important things that you can do from an SEO perspective in order to improve placement on the organic section. And the one thing that I'm going to suggest that you do is create more pages, which is going to result in more placeholders on the search engines. Because if we look at a typical website, and I'll talk more about it in a second, you simply just don't have enough pages for Google to know what your business is all about. Once you've created those pages, you need to optimize those pages in that site for the keywords that are relevant to your business. And then once the pages are built, once the website is optimized, it's going to be a matter of who has the most inbound links from credible sources pointing to those pages that are optimized. He who has the most inbound links is going to get highest placement. I'm going to talk about each of these in a little more detail. But before we go there, remember I was telling you, it doesn't matter how well optimized your website is if nobody's searching for the keywords that you're optimized for. So you want to make sure you've done some keyword research and you know what people are searching for and how they search. So I've pulled up the most common keywords that people are typing on Google and Yahoo and Bing historically in the United States for plumbing services. And I'm not going to read all of them one by one, but you've got plumber, plumbing, plumbing contractor, residential plumbing, 24-hour emergency plumber, and probably some words in here that you might not have thought of: affordable plumber, local plumber, clogged drain, slab leak, leak detection. So you want to make sure that you've built out pages, right, that combine these keywords with the cities where you operate. And by doing that, you're going to really be able to start to dominate the search engines for the things that you... So let's talk about what we need to do now, now that we know what the keywords are, in order to optimize for those keywords and make sure that we can show up consistently. So I talked about having more pages and more placeholders. You look at a typical plumbing website, typically what you're going to find is you got a standard website: home, about us, our services, coupons, contact us. That's the typical website. Those are the 5, maybe 8 pages. And if you've done more, good for you. I applaud you. But that's typically what we find. So what you want to do from an SEO perspective is build out your website so that you have more pages and more placeholders for the keywords that are relative to what you do. So you should have subpages for each of the services that you offer. So on that list that I showed you on the previous page, we had emergency plumber, 24-hour emergency plumbing, leak detection, slab leak repair, clogged drain repair, toilet repair, tankless water heaters, Renai tankless water heater, boiler repair, and the list goes on and on. So you want to have pages for each one of those services combined with the city that you operate in. So in this case, let's say it's Miami, you create a page, Miami Emergency Plumber. Then you create another one, Miami Leak Detection Service, Miami 24-Hour Plumber, Miami Hot Water Heater Installation, and you get the idea. You want to pick the ones that are being searched a lot, combine it with your city, create a page, and then do the on-the-page optimization for the keywords that you're trying to get up for. And I'll talk about that in a little more depth in a second. In addition to that, you want to create sub-pages for the sub-cities where you operate. So in Miami, Miami is the main city. When you think of Miami, you think, okay, Miami. But within Miami, there's Kendall, there's Doral, there's Hialeah, there's Homestead, there's Palmetto Bay, there's Pinecrest, there's Aventura, there's North Miami, there's Miami Beach. So there's a lot of sub-cities that a local plumber in Miami would still be able to service and want to be able to service. So what you want to do is you want to build out sub-pages for each of those sub-cities so that you can be optimized for the Kendall Plumber, Doral Plumber, Homestead Plumber, and the list goes on. I think you get the idea of where I'm going. You create more placeholders as opposed to a 5-page home, about us, our services, coupons, contact us, which is not really optimized for anything. You create multiple pages, multiple placeholders, and you get multiple listings on the search engines for what you do. So when I talk about on-the-page optimization, there's a lot of things that need to be done, but there's a few that are going to have the biggest impact. One of the biggest ones is updating your title tag. And I have an image here on the screen that you'll see that says title tag. That's the little bar along the top that defines what the page is going to be about. And typically on a plumbing website, what you see for each one of the pages is Joe's Plumbing Service, or the name of the company service. And that's great if you want to be able to be found when someone types in your company name, and there's a place for that, and you definitely want that. But really, what you want to show up for is the way people are searching. And the way they search is different than typing in your name. They're going to type in Miami Plumber, or Miami Plumbing Contractor, or Miami Leak Detection Service, or Miami Toilet Repair, right? So each one of your pages needs to have a unique title tag that should have that keyword at the front of the title tag. And this helps Google define, okay, so this company offers leak repair, Miami Leak Repair. When someone types that, if you've done enough of the right types of things that I'm describing here, you're going to start to show up for some of these important keywords that you want to show up for. So the first thing I'm going to say is update your title tag. But then from there, you also want to create a H1 tag that restates what the title tag is about. You want to upload images that have the keywords describing what you do. So if your page is leak detection, you want the title tag to say Your City Leak Detection Service. And then you want your H1 tag, which is the text, the big bulleted text at the top of the page, to say Your City Leak Detection again. And then you want to have an image and name that image Leak Detection Service. And then you want to update your URL to include leak detection. And then you want to add some type of anchor text, and in this case, Miami Plumber. That's the main word you're trying to get up for, Your City Plumber. You want that to be consistently found within the footer of your page. And anchor text just means instead of www.joesplumbing.com, it says Miami Plumber with a link, that underlying link pointing back to it. So that's what we call anchor text. And you want to strategically use anchor text throughout your site, and you also want to implement it, along the footer of your site, so that you have consistent links all throughout your site with keywords relative to what you do, pointing to the relevant pages. And all this does is it helps Google understand what your page is about, and get you up for the keywords that are specific to what you do. And you'll see none of this is about tricking Google or coming up with some random scheme in order to beat the system. No, really, it's about helping Google understand what your site is about and serve relevant information to people when they're searching. Because if someone went to Google and they typed in Miami leak detection, they want to land on a page that's going to talk about leak detection and answer that question for them and help them find an answer to their problem or a solution for their problem. And so by having a page that explains a little bit about leak detection and helps them know that you're available to provide them with 24-hour leak detection service, well, now you've helped Google do a better job in the eyes of their consumer. And that's really what it's all about. So you want to do all of those types of things. And there's a lot more, but remember, I'm trying to break this down in a way that really clearly defines it for you. And I want this to be something that if you wanted to, you could go in and implement on your own. Once you've got the website built out, you've got the anchor text, you've got the title tags, you've got the customized URLs, you want to submit a sitemap to Google Webmaster Tools and to Bing Webmaster Tools. And what a sitemap is, it's just a document or a page on your website that explains all of these subpages that you have, right? And it helps Google add that to the search engine. So you want to take that sitemap and you want to submit it to both Webmaster Tools and to Bing Webmaster Tools. And those are the main things you want to do from an optimization perspective. Now, I want to encourage you to say it's going to help you to do this work, doing the on-the-page optimization, getting yourself up for the right keywords, building out your site. But really, on-page optimization, all the stuff I just described, is only about 30% of the battle. The other 70% is all about inbound links. Because you're not the first person to say, oh, you know what, I should build out my website with pages that are specific to what people are searching for. there's other plumbers in your area that have also built out these types of pages and that want to show up for all of the different services in your city. So once the site is built out, the way Google determines who's going to get spot 1 versus spot 2 versus spot 3 all comes down to the number of quality inbound links pointing to that page. And an inbound link is just another site linking to your site. And if your website has 2 links, one from your wife's company and one from your best friend, and maybe one from the yellow page, that's 3. Whereas your competitor has 25 inbound links from a variety of sources like Angie's List and Judy's Book and Facebook and the local Chamber of Commerce. Google's going to say, well, he's got more inbound links. That means he's a little more credible because more people have decided to link to him. We're going to put him higher than you. So it all comes down to, once you've got the pages built out, you need to go out and get more links, because 70% of the battle is getting inbound links, and he who has the most links wins. And there's a number of strategies that you can implement to systematically get inbound links to all of the pages that you've built out and move yourself to the top of the search engines for a number, not just plumber, but for a number of the keywords relative to what you do in your geographic area. Well, I hope you found this information useful. If you found it interesting and you'd like to learn more, you can visit me online at plumberseo.net/free. I've actually developed a complete guide. It's completely free. It'll take you step by step through the process of claiming your map listing, optimizing your website, leveraging social media in order to grow your plumbing business. So all you got to do is go to plumberseo.net/free, and you'll be able to download that information as well as a number of additional videos that I've developed that talk you really through the process in depth. Or, if you're interested, you can call me directly anytime. My number is 866-610-4647. I'd love the opportunity to talk with you one-on-one, kind of get a better feel for what you're looking to do and see how I might be able to help. So thanks so much for your time, and I look forward to talking with you soon.